Welcome to Cozy Nights, a nice quiet place where you can leave your troubles at the door and just relax. I'm your host, Noe, here with my friend Michael. So please sit back, get comfortable, and let's see if we can't make you laugh a little, maybe learn a little. All right, guys, welcome back to Cozy Nights episode 12. Let's start with the new titled, The Odd News Report, which is now where we find when I find the randomest, weirdest, most bizarre news stories throughout the week. Although I try to find. Sometimes it's a real slow news week.
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, I don't want to cover any serious news. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, like wars with Iraq, Iran, and Israel. But
we don't want to go into the World War III memes.
No, we just want to cover, stuff to keep us, happy and it's stuff that's lighthearted.
Something to take your mind off of it.
Right, something to take your mind off of the troubles of the world. I'll take all your sins for you is what I'm saying. I'm a sin eater.
I thought you were going the other way with Jesus.
I'm not delusional. So we start the Odd News Report is the title for this segment with the only news story I could find today because I've been racked my brain trying to figure out what stories would be interesting. And this involves this poor Japanese man. And that's every story starts with a poor Japanese man. Every sad story
It's always
starts with a poor Japanese man.
It truly is.
And so this, I read this today, but it was posted yesterday on IGN. This 36-year-old Japanese man was arrested April 9th for illegally modifying save data for Pokemon Violet. So they threw him in jail. They're going to throw him in jail because he just augmented some save data to a video game, which is illegal and I guess, I forgot what the actual crime is considered.
Yeah.
But basically what he was doing was he would take orders, custom orders for rare Pokemon, and he would just change like their moveset or unlock stuff for them or just random little stuff.
Things that have no impact on anybody at all.
I guess it does. He was making like $84 on something, or like he had a deal. He had a little deal going, like a $30 for 6 Pokemon he would change for people. $30. And they slapped him with 5 years in prison is the charge he would get.
Right.
And or $32,000, 32,600 in fine, which is like 5 million yen. So he was a little side hustle that he was trying to do. Like, oh, it would be like if I went on like some internet site and I was like, hey, you want me to catch here's what I'll do for you guys. I will play Pokemon Blue 3 times for you. I will get Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. I will move them to a separate cartridge, and then I would move them back to your original cartridge. That means you get all 3 at the same time at the beginning of the game, and then I charge like $30, and then I go to jail for 50 years.
It's like, what? Nintendo.
I guess it's because the modifying part where he actually goes in and changes game data.
Yeah, but people do that with Skyrim. People do that with...
I guess Nintendo does not like mods. They don't like anything.
They don't fucking play.
They don't even like their fans. Like, we don't want you playing our games anyway. So you can leave today.
Well, have you ever seen that other game that has almost the same style as Pokemon? It's like Monster Go or something like that.
Oh, that new one that came out, the Pokemon Slayer, which is the Never Are.
No, everybody, Nintendo can't go after them. Nintendo can't go after them. I think Nintendo's going after them.
They're not going to go after everybody.
I'm surprised Nintendo didn't go after fucking Digimon.
No kidding, man. They go after...
I mean, to be fair, the anime, or like the manga existed for Digimon before Pokemon, so...
There wasn't even Digimon or Pokemon manga because it was the game, I think, then the show.
Yep.
And then the manga.
And Digimon is based off of a Tamagotchi. So.
And then freaking manga was dark as hell. There was one issue where there was a very rare old haunter, and he was like, he had escaped or got out of somewhere, and he was just going around town just killing all sorts of people in Pokemon. And I'm like, this is Pokemon? Like, I don't know if you guys know what the story is, if you guys could enlighten us in the comments, but yeah, there was this ancient haunter. So a second Ghastly, I guess, an evolved Ghastly, not a Gengar yet, and he was just evil, and he was just going around this town and just like literally just killing people in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And like Ash Ketchum gets there and he's like, "Oh my God, Pikachu!" Pikachu's like, "I ain't going out there fighting that motherfucker." It was so weird.
But in the anime, it's got that. I think it's like the same part, like the same section, like with Sabrina at the gym for Sabrina. I think that's
Wait,
where
what?
it's lead.
What? I'm confused.
You don't remember Sabrina the Psychic,
No.
where she had the Alakazam?
Goddamn Alakazam. You know I can never catch one of those goddamn things.
Yeah.
Well, the Abras, right? It was the first one.
They always fucking run.
They teleport immediately. Oh, that darn! I think it was just the same one. I just kept,
That whole point.
just kept bumping into the same one. Pokemon was such a small yet really fun game. Like Pokemon Blue, when it came out, man. I remember the first day I got it, I played it so much, and I got such motion sickness I threw up into a trash can. I went back to playing. I don't remember why I threw up. I just did.
And after Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, I quit.
Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Crystal's the one that had Suicune on the front.
That blue one?
Yeah.
I remember that. You know what happened? My Snorlax beat the shit out of it. Because I had used Rage, or it was one of those attacks that like if it keeps hitting, he'll just keep attacking without you being able to input him to do a different move.
Yeah.
So he just beat the hell out of Suicune. Like I'm talking about beat it to death. Because I couldn't even capture it. Like it had just gotten low enough, right? And I was like, oh, I fucking let me get this Pokeball. And he's like, fuck that shit. And he starts stomping on him. Or her. I don't know what Suicune was. And like I never captured it. I killed it. Story of my life.
Yeah. And then Gold and Silver, you had Ho-Oh or Lugia.
Yeah.
And those are like after that, then they started going into some crazy shit. Like I've even played Pokemon Go, and they've started adding all the recent Pokemon to it. So there's like way too many.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it still exists.
Yeah, Give me some exercise.
I play it like once a week when I'm bored. But they've started adding all these new from the recent series into it as well. And it's like, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that one? Like it just gets worse and worse. It's like you made a Pokemon out of trash.
It's just it's because like at first it's like a general fan base, right? Like we're like, oh, this is a great game. Oh, this is great. All this, and like they all know the evolution states. They all know the base Pokemon, and they know everything.
Damn, I still know all
Like
the
101 or whatever it was.
150.
Was it 150?
Hmm?
And then
I think Mew is 151.
no, was Mew? Mew was or Mewtwo?
Mew.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure Mew is one number after.
You know, I had one of those cartridges that had Mew in it.
Oh, really?
We actually had, me and my friend called Mew, and he wouldn't give it back to me, that dirty bastard. And yeah, but then like it just evolves because it has to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
They keep the fan base that's diehard interested. Or if not, then it just drifts. So that's why Yu-Gi-Oh is so goddamn complicated now.
Yeah, it really
You
is.
need to know like a master's degree in trigonometry to even figure out what the hell is going on, and a bachelor's degree in English composition and reading comprehension, because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time.
Well, it's gotten to the point too now where you can play like two cards at the beginning of a game, and you got the other person. It's like almost playing chess at this point, where it's like, oh, you win.
Basically,
It's like,
oh yeah, like he opens with a certain card, and the other guy just concedes,
yeah,
like because they know, it's like, oh, I know he's gonna play the Fibonacci sequence 7, and I gotta beat him.
get that.
He puts his hand over his. He does that famous. He puts his hand over his deck, meaning defeated.
All it takes is the one fucking card.
Yeah, like he puts one card down, and then the guy sits there for fucking 25 minutes, and then he pulls his hand up to shake his hand because he lost. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? I'm just stupid enough to keep going. I bet you won't figure out what I'm gonna do.
I'll do some shit that I didn't expect at all. But you couldn't do that with the older sets, like the original, like the Legend of the Blue Eyes, all the way up through.
You can be strategic, but not like to the level now.
You could be strategic, but you did playing one card at the beginning.
Oh yeah, doesn't completely lock the whole game into one
Right.
flow.
Or like it's like one like with now anyway. We're being hyperbolic, obviously, but you play a couple of moves and it's like, oh, well, I can't beat that. I don't have anything in the deck that can win.
I got these two fucking hands though. Start swinging on him. There's never been a fist fight. There probably has been a fist fight at Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament.
I don't know. We are talking about nerds like ourselves, and generally they're not going to get into a big old fist fight. It'd be funny to watch.
I'm the fastest gun in the West. Guys, pull out my slingshot. I remember one time I saw this video of this guy who was actively protesting the fact that there was no limit to Yu-Gi-Oh! Card deck number.
Yeah.
And he brought out like 1,000 card deck that took like him and his friend to carry it. I'm like, God dang. Good luck finding whatever card you need to win.
Yeah.
Even the harder cards couldn't help you then. Imagine just putting up 1,000 card decks straight up.
Isn't there still no limit?
I guess not.
I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't want too big of a deck just due to the fact that trying to get the cards you want.
Right.
I think I always went with, because I think, 40 is the minimum that you're supposed to have?
I went with 666 cards.
And then you lost one?
The devil's deck.
That would be funny to come in with that, though.
All I ever got was traps and spells.
It's like, shuffle that bitch.
I got the traps and spells. I couldn't find my monsters anywhere. No!
Not a single monster.
In a 666 deck, I had 6 monsters.
The 6 pieces of Exotic?
Yeah, I'm like, God dang.
3 pots of greed?
Like 52 pots of greed. I summon pot of greed in defense mode.
If it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, you could.
You could do the randomest shit. I never understood Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. You know what finally sold me on the fact that it was bullshit? Because at first I thought, like, oh, okay, maybe you can do this stuff in the game, right?
Yeah.
There's like there's actual a limit or like a set of rules, but they're like ambiguous.
Right.
And when I knew that it was bullshit when he fucking destroyed the moon and it emptied out the ocean and all the guys' water monsters were like on dry land and they all get 0 attack points. I'm like, what the Yugi, what the fuck are you talking about?
About the Castle of Darkness. Do you remember that episode?
No.
With, what was his name? Panic, I think? Where he's got that, the launch turtle and he puts Curse of Dragon on the back of it and launches the fucking Curse of Dragon at the Castle of Darkness and destroys the floating ring that's around it, makes it fall.
Oh my God, what the fuck bullshit are they making up?
And destroys all the fiend monsters that are on the field.
Well,
It's like, I had a friend that tried doing that.
And everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, I won so many cards from that kid. When I'm proud of this kid. Because he didn't know the rules and he kept doing stupid shit. It's like, okay, well, I'll do this then.
They were a little younger than me, but they never played with actual rules.
Yeah.
So they had like fucking level 7s, like with the stars, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't have any, they didn't have to tribute it. They just dropped them down with 4,000 attack points. Like, well, yeah, of course you're going to fucking win. But then when you play them like an actual straight, rule enforced game, they were fucking absolute trash.
That's the way it always was.
Yeah.
Everybody always used to go to the flea market and buy cards singly from the old ladies selling them.
She's got all 5 Exodia cards. She had no idea. They're 5 cents each.
10 cents.
The son comes running out after because he slept late to help her at the flea market. Like, no.
Do you remember the bootleg cards?
No.
I still have some of them just for the nostalgia of it.
What do they look like?
Bad.
Like you can tell?
You can tell.
Oh boy.
I'll have to show them to you sometime, but
good Lord.
Oh my God. Like I have a deck of like 50 where it's just, they're not like a deck to use or anything, but like just a stack of them. And it's like, they're bad.
Yeah. I just colored different or like drawn
different names. Fucking.
Oh my God. What, like Dark Magicians of like David Copperfield?
Is that his name? Shadow Magician?
Shadow Magician. Holy shit.
And then you have Shadow Magician Girl.
Shadow Magician Girl. Wait, what was her real name?
Dark Magician Girl.
Oh, that's even worse. It's the same thing.
Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl.
You got slightly tinted blue eyes white dragon. Blue eyes off-white dragon.
No, it's Brilliant Blue. Brilliant Blue Dragon.
Brilliant Blue Dragon. Holy shit.
And then, what was it? Red Eyes Black Dragon was Evil Black Dragon.
Evil? They still get black in it?
There were so many horrible names on there. And then when you got into the really confusing ones, like the traps and the spells, it's like, oh. Just horrible names.
Just like instead of pot of greed, it's just barrel of gluttony.
No, it did have gluttony in the name. I don't remember what the part. It's not even a joke. You're right. Like they changed it so that way they couldn't be sued.
Right.
And the borders on the cards were so fucking thick
Oh God.
because the pictures were shrunk down.
Huh.
Oh, just bad. Then some of them that had Chinese writing instead of Japanese.
What? So I guess you know the origin then. Japanese,
Some of them.
Chinese bootleggers.
Or there was some that had Japanese writing and then followed by a Chinese character and then an English word. It's like, what the fuck is this?
That is weird. That's real weird.
I have to show them to you sometime, man. Because some of them were just ridiculous. It's like, the hell is this?
Everyone that bootlegs for everything.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some bootleg Pokemon games that are just absolutely offensive. Well, that is it for the news. We kind of delved off.
It dwelled.
I'm terrible with I guess I got
Delved.
Yeah, delved off. That sounds swerved into a canyon and died. Wendigo killed us.
Went past that road barrier.
I wouldn't those roads are like say like watch out for flying debris like boulders coming down. I would be zooming through those roads as fast as I could.
You don't want to Thelma and Louise it and just
Go over the edge now. That was a terrible ending. Or maybe not. I haven't seen the movie. Maybe it's a perfect ending for that movie. Them killing each other.
And then as you're following, they play the song "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend."
It does?
No, I said that's what they do.
Oh, hello in darkness, my old friend.
From Simon and Garfunkel.
It's just
The Sound of Silence. Or no, is that Sound of Silence?
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Music Man.
It is.
The Music Man. The unknown. I haven't heard much about the Willy Wonka stuff after that.
No.
Kind of shut down.
No, you don't hear anything else anymore.
All right, so that's it for the Odd News Report. We move on to a new titled The Nightly Kitchen Chronicle, where we cover basically the history and lore of food and drink, which is always a lot more fun than just recipes that we can't, because it's a comedy podcast. You can't really see us cook anything, so there's no reason for recipes.
Yet,
Yes. We will be burning houses down
eventually. Yes.
with our horrible cooking abilities, especially mine.
Hey, I got some ability.
They should just what we should do on the show is have me actually make something and then just watch how horrible it goes. Like I just come out with a brownie, it's like a brick.
Well, I'm in the bag just pulling my hair out saying, no.
So I found out, by the way, you know the most expensive coffee in the world?
Yes, Kahlua or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the goats eat it and then shit it out.
No, these little creatures eat it.
But yeah.
They look like, I kid you not, they look like raccoons that are like in shape. Like, you know how raccoons are really round?
Yeah.
These raccoons are like slimmer. They look like exactly like raccoons, and they just eat them. They eat them. They shit them out, and I never understood the origin of some food.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you watch this animal shit this out.
Yes.
Right.
And then you decided
to grind it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then make it into a coffee.
Yes.
That's the most expensive coffee in the world.
Yes.
For some fucking reason. Like if you want some shit to drink, here you go.
Literal brown water.
And it's like that's why it's so fascinating about the origin of food.
Yeah.
It's like, who decided? My best guess is maybe someone found the creature. They were hungry. They hunted it, and it was still in their system. And maybe like when they made some soup or something with it, it tasted a little bit, and that's how it like kind of. But how it got to them having to actually watch them take a dump out of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, like how it builds into that. So
I know that those are not the only animals that they do that with. They do it with goats and I think elephants.
It's a lot of coffee if it's healthy.
Just
a fucking mountain of coffee.
Well, there's your money right there.
Good Lord. Just a dump of coffee, huh?
Yeah. There's a tribe in, I don't remember where. It's somewhere in Africa where they have elephants, but they get the shit and just drink the water. It's like,
They drink the water?
From the shit.
Why?
They have water.
They can't purify it? They can't take step 2?
Just
We'll go from 1 to 7, huh?
From 1 to 11.
I'm so fucking thirsty. I don't care if it's full of shit. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Come on now. You get dysentery. You get all
Like, obviously, it's not something that's done everywhere in this region, but it's like just one person. It's like you look at that one person. It's like, did you just fucking drink shit water?
He's like, no. It's like dribbling down his chin. No. No. By that one guy that everyone knows, like, God dang it, Daniel.
Oh God, here comes shit breath again.
Probably, yeah. I like, like cultures are universal. Like they might not seem like it sometimes, but they are.
Every culture is gonna look at somebody weird like that. It's like, the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, like what the fuck were you thinking? Weird. Anyway, so I just was fascinated by that's the most expensive coffee.
Yeah.
It's not something that's made like in the hills of the Himalayas.
No,
it's something that gets shit out by an animal.
Do you know the only reason I even know about that coffee?
You tried it?
Eminem.
The rapper or the candy?
Yeah, the rapper. He used that as one of the bars in one of his raps. Yeah, because I had to look it up. I was like, what the fuck did he say?
What is he? What was the rap for? What was the barb for?
I'd have to look it up. Let's see here. Because it was off of that Kamikaze album. The one where he was going after everybody.
I know the day I'm an old man, right? And I know I'm going to die in the next few weeks. So I'm going to go after everybody. And then I just fucking die an old man. Happy as hell. Give it a second, everybody. We're doing some quick research.
Because what's the name of how do you spell that?
The coffee thing?
Yeah.
COFFE.
See. You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean. Is it KAHLUA?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't write it down.
I think it's Lua.
KOW, at least. Maybe. No luck. We can come around for the next episode.
Venom.
Venom.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what it was for.
Venom. Got lemons.
Got lemons? Let's see. You can go ahead though.
All right. So anyway, as I stated a while back, there was, I thought, 30,000 variations of apples.
Yes.
There probably still is. But I was looking on Wikipedia for like a list of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or anywhere really for a list of them, and I came across something called the list of apple cultivars or cultivars on Wikipedia, which has the listing of like 1,500, I guess, variations of apple that have been cultivated, or like I guess like the actual like the genesis of it, the very beginning of it, that can be branched off into anything if you like combine the seeds or whatever. So I'm gonna cover all 1,500 today. I'm not gonna do all of it.
He says like,
let's begin. I got the first 7 on here. They're all apple types, and I didn't know that apples, some were for cooking and some were for eating.
yes, like Granny Smiths are for baking.
It reminded me of the time that I took a whole like spoonful of coca.
You made a mistake, didn't you?
Yeah, it was the bitterest thing. Kind of like the mistake I made when I ate sourdough bread with peanut butter and jelly.
I told my dad about that, and he's like, "What?"
I was like,
he's like, "Sour." Oh, he loves peanut butter and honey sandwiches. He's like,
yeah, I don't doubt it. I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever eaten.
Adding a sour element doesn't help.
It did not. So, but sometimes, like, if you add a little salt to your chocolate milk, it's supposed to, like, heighten the flavor.
Yeah.
They didn't do it for peanut butter and jelly. All right, so let's see. We got 7 apples here out of 1,500. Might as well get started. It's probably a continual list from now on until we're done. So, number 1 is the Abbondanza. It was cultivated in Italy in 1896. These apples are old, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's mostly for cooking, or just really for cooking. Number 2 is the Abram. It was in the United States in the 1850s. It's a small apple with red flesh, white, tender, and subacidic. It's for eating. I also found out that they have the same type of explanation for apples as they do for us. You got the skin is the outer shell, and the inside is called flesh. So they keep saying flesh. I'm like, flesh for what? What flesh? So number 3 is the Acheson. I hope if I say I'm wrong, my apologies, but I'm not a linguist expert. This was created in Alberta, Canada, in 1941.
Oh God, the Canadians created one.
Yeah, large greenish yellow, and is for eating. Number 4 is the Acklam Russet in Yorkshire, created in Yorkshire, England in 1768. It's a small dessert apple.
Dessert apple?
Yeah, it's for eating. I thought if it was dessert, it'd be like an apple, like a cooking apple,
Yeah.
Number 5 is the Adams Pearmain. It was either Norfolk or Herefordshire, England, in 1826. It is a dessert apple, pale yellow flesh. So you bite into it, it's like a little pale yellow.
Yeah.
Very crisp, and it's for eating. Next, number 6 is the Adder's Later Calvin in Saxony, Germany, 1830 to 1840. Around that time it was cultivated. Green with red flesh, and is for eating. So it's like green and then like little red like stripes, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I've seen those sometimes. Kind of Honeycrisp is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's probably Honeycrisp is probably a variation.
Probably, yeah.
Mostly since he's been around for God knows how long.
Yeah, that's true. Number 7 is Adina. There's no origin for this one, but it was made in Queensland, Australia. It's large and red, and it's just for eating.
So kind of like a Red Delicious.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like it must have been like one of the variations of Red Delicious.
Yeah, because then you have the Honeycrisp. You have the
fucking love Honeycrisp.
What's the Japanese one that they have?
Honeycrisp. I apologies.
No, that's why there's the meme where every time they use like a spell or something like that, it's always in English.
What?
You never noticed that?
So they'd be like full Japanese. Like, oh,
yeah. Yes. Yes. Or whenever you get Asian voice actors that want to like say something in English, like instead of saying rule the world, they say rule the world.
Or like Frankie from One Piece, I'm like, super.
There's I cannot remember the dude's name. There's a Japanese guy on YouTube where he makes fun of the way they get these voice actors, where he's like, I know English. And that he does the whole skit because he is from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an English teacher, so he understands like how to say actual English words. And he's like, they just get somebody in there. It's like, can you speak English? Yes, sir.
I would lie my ass off too for a job.
Well, I'll find it while I'm talking. I'll show you later. But he's got like so many different ones where it's got words that don't sound the way they should. Just completely off.
Speaking about Japan, like I didn't know, but they have like 300 flavors of Kit Kat bar.
Damn.
Yeah, for not just
not a lot.
Not just for like just regular like, oh, this is dark chocolate, this is strawberry. Like they go from seasonal and regional flavors that would only originate in a certain like location.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, get 300 of them? So we got to try them all eventually. Every flavor of Kit Kat bar in Japan.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like some are like they just come out once a season. Some are just like in a specific region of Japan, like maybe like some small little province. And I'm like, Jesus, that's a lot of Kit Kat bars.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what happened, but Japan just fell in love with the Kit Kat.
They really did. They have some really damn good ones though. Here's one example that this guy, his name's Sora the Troll, Asian dude from Japan. But like he's when a Japanese anime voice actor pronounces bottle opener, it's bottle opener.
Close enough.
Bottle. It's like, I will use my special ability, bottle opener.
Bottle opener. You think anyone's ever? I probably shouldn't say this. You think? Well. You think? Well. Do you think anyone's ever opened a bottle?
Yes.
With their asshole?
Yes. It's not even a question. I know it happened.
That shit would fucking hurt.
Or instead of Pushy Destroyer, Pussy Destroyer.
That's my nickname too. I wish. Oh man. I wish we had more time because I was going to talk about WrestleMania, the greatest WrestleMania
Good.
of all time.
What you got on it?
It was amazing. I was rock hard the whole time.
For The Rock or no?
For everybody. Something about big, growing, strong men slapping me. I can't get enough weight.
Were you having your fantasies of them grabbing you again?
I was like, my God. There was this little sleeper hit that I liked. It was a triple threat match between Bobby Lashley and against these other group that I don't remember anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
But the special guest referee was Bubba Ray Dudley, one of the originators of the tag team golden age back in the late 90s, early 20s, or 2000s. And they had him being the special guest referee. And it was a no holds barred, so you can use whatever weapons. And there's a scene there's a moment where Bobby Lashley's getting pinned for the 1, 2, 3, and one of his teammates jumps in to break up the pin, and these other two guys immediately start hitting him with those kendo sticks, like in like Japanese like martial arts.
Yeah, yeah.
And the just the way it looks, they just start beating the shit out of him the minute he lands to break up the pin. And I'll never forget that image because it felt so like, it was such a good spot because it felt realistic. Like, it's good when it looks real. They were just wailing on this one man. Because the kendo sticks they're designed to hurt, not hurt that much.
But they're designed to like pinch.
They're fucking loud though.
Yes. They're loud, and since the way the bamboo is stretched through them, they actually, whenever you get hit by it, the pieces of bamboo come together and pinch you. So imagine getting like just slap pinch the entire time.
Yeah, well, wrestlers can really take an actual, they can take a lot of slapping.
Well, think about it. The old ones, they used to actually cut themselves with razor blades and shit.
Yeah, they used to love doing that.
Like,
gotta get some color in this match.
It's like,
all right.
Just at this point, just hit each other.
I haven't seen them do that, like where they need to bleed, but they want to make it look more realistic. So I remember once Chris Benoit headbutted William Regal on the right on the dome, and he cut him right here on the side of his head with like you gotta headbutt me, and he's like, bah. Like, fucking bah. I mean, not for real though.
What's funny is whenever you see some of those backyard wrestle people where they actually do hurt each other because they think that it's all real anyway. So you got to get in the chairs and just smacking each other.
Fucking wailing on each other.
I've seen so many people get joints dislocated.
Oh man, I'll never forget such a beautiful ending. 10 years. You guys won't understand unless you're a pro wrestling fan, but he gave it all away for revenge. Like revenge cost him everything. 10 years and he lost his title. You'll know what I mean later. I'll be talking about for the next 50 years. I'll be sitting in this podcast. Like, all he had to do was hit him with the damn chair, but he hit the wrong person. Oh, and again, revenge cost him everything.
Who lost the title though?
Roman Reigns. My tribal chief. Had that shit for 1,300 something days. You guys not see if I'm doing the finger thing for Roman Reigns. I've always acknowledged him. Well, next up is Backlash.
Backlash.
Yeah, it's called WrestleMania Backlash. All what wasn't tied up in the WrestleMania gets talked about and Backlash. I don't know how to say it.
You said it like one of those old night. Backlash.
Fucking SummerSlam. Yeah, brother.
Like the old school Rage in the Cage.
Old school Rage in the Cage. I love pro wrestling. Big old strong man just gripping titties. I start licking my lips. I like having a fake homosexual attachment undertone to it. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Just to make people uncomfortable?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's like you just start playing those the cable people from South Park. You just pull it out.
Oh yeah. Start rubbing my nipples. Oh man. All right, guys. That's it for Cozy Nights number 12. I might have a new intro next week. I should probably be listening to these so I get better at articulating, but I don't. I don't like hearing myself talk. I do like watching myself fuck, though. Tune in next time. And always remember, stay cozy.